Okay. Well, welcome back to Four Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen.
Isaiah?
Seth.
All right, and it's good to see you. Good to have you back again for this episode. And don't let our expensive set fool you. This is not as expensive and as elaborate as it seems. We're very high tech. It's true, but it's not as high tech as you might think. All right, so this week we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about the next Avengers movie, because it's always on our mind. The fourth Avengers movie, which the supposedly the title, there's been some leakage out there on the internet that says the title is going to be Endgame or something like that, I think. So Avengers Endgame. But we want to talk about specifically, it's also been put out there on the internet that most of the characters that died in the last Avengers movie will be back. We want to talk about which ones. We're going to give our opinions, make some predictions about who won't be back and why. And so we'll start with Seth. So Seth, who do you think will not be back?
Gamora.
Gamora. Why?
Well, her soul did, like...
Go ahead. We'll come back to you. Isaiah? Isaiah, why do you think Gamora... Or who do you think won't come back?
I don't think Gamora will come back. Because you saw her laying there on the ground. Unless the small chances if her soul was absorbed in the soul stone, because Red Skull did say soul for a soul. I don't think she's coming back. Heimdall, I don't think is coming back. Heimdall or Loki aren't, because they were both. Heimdall was stabbed, and Loki was choked. So I don't think either of them are coming back.
Loki, I think we actually heard his neck snap, didn't we?
Yeah, and he turned really purple.
Yeah, turned really purple. Yeah. All right, Seth. So you don't think Gamora's coming back? Why?
Basically what he said, because I saw her, like, laying on the ground, like...
Okay, so basically, because she fell so far, and that's kind of what I thought too. I'm going to predict that Gamora's not going to come back. Leaves that tension that, Star-Lord losing his love. That keeps that emotional aspect going that was always so popular in Marvel Comics. And so I'm going to say Gamora is not coming back. So I'm also going to say Agent Hill is not coming back.
Why?
Remember there at the end, she dissolved, and it was just her and Nick Fury in the after credits, and she dissolved away, and right before Nick Fury, now they got to bring Fury back, but Agent Hill, I think, will not be back for Avengers.
Why don't you think she'll be back if she had the same death as all the others? So.
I just don't think she's a major enough player, major enough character.
I think she's coming.
Now, I'd be happy to be wrong about all these. I'd be happy to see all of them come back, and that would be great.
Well, some people have been saying they think for sure that Gamora's coming back.
Okay.
But
she may. You never know.
Star-Lord's a jerk.
So Star-Lord's a jerk. Okay, thank you for that. All right. Now the other issue we were going to talk about was there's been some. Now these are mostly just rumors and cryptic messages online. Some of them coming from this gentleman himself that I'm about to talk about, but it's been some small speculation out there that after the actor Chris, I always forget his last name. Chris Hemsworth is Thor.
Oh,
Chris Evans plays Captain America. It's being strongly reported that he will not be back after this Avengers movie. If that's true. And there's been, and they're not sure if it's, nobody's really sure if the Captain America character dies or if Steve Rogers just retires, and if someone will take his place, who knows? But John Cena has been lightly rumored out there to come back or to be the new Steve Rogers / Captain America. Now, mostly I think it came from him himself, but was he told by Marvel he could leak? What he did was leak an image of what would be his Captain America costume. It looked proportioned to him. And quite honestly, John Cena looks like he received the super soldier serum in real life. I mean,
he does.
He just looks like one of those guys, Has that crew cut, he's played the Marine in so many movies. And so the three of us all are like, okay, there could be worse Captain Americas. There could probably be better ones, but there could be worse Captain America and Steve Rogers than John Cena. But this guy in particular falls into that demographic of that 9 to 12-year-old range of fans, the hardcore fans of John Cena. So, Seth, I would like to know exactly what you think about the possibility of John Cena being Captain America.
Well, technically, there's only one way I can say this.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that was different.
I'd call that a strongly positive opinion about John Cena being the new Captain America. All right. Here's the other thing. Review. Most of the comics here on this table that you see here, most, not all, but most, are actually drawn by a longtime comic artist by the name of Sal Buscema.
Oh, then this one wasn't. Buscema!
That one wasn't. This one, ooh, here's a classic, The Incredible Hulk Annual number 8 with Sasquatch, okay? Here's a Daredevil issue, 139 with a Mad Bomber story, and, just various other comics here. Another Incredible Hulk 203 with the Cyclops creatures there on the, on the cover. Rom, big title for Sal Buscema in the 80s. Rom was a great one. Rom was one of my favorites growing up. These guys like Rom. And Nova was another one. And Defenders. And so there's plenty of different Marvel comics that Sal Buscema drew. And he drew for Marvel for a long time. I want to go ahead and show you
Got this action figure.
a review of Sal Buscema's work. And so watch this. Sal Buscema began his career in comics in 1968 when he landed an inking job with Marvel Comics. He started out inking the artwork of his brother, John Buscema, before going on to become a penciler himself. In the beginning, he drew in a house style. In the eyes of many fans, however, the look of Sal's pencils developed to a point at which they characterized the company rather than the other way around. It's fair to say that Buscema also influenced at least one and perhaps two generations of comics fans and artists. Remembered most favorably for his work on the characters Spider-Man, the Hulk, Captain America, the Defenders, and Rom Space Knight, the artist is also known for his long individual runs on two titles in particular, The Incredible Hulk and The Spectacular Spider-Man. He has also become known for his speed, at one time drawing as many as 4 comics a month. Buscema's art is characterized by a rich fluidity and possesses an almost manic quality, both of which make it ideal for the high-octane, slam-bang action common to superhero fare. This is not to say, however, that his style only serves action scenes well, as he has practically mastered comic book art in all of its forms, whether frantic or subdued. In fact, in this reviewer's opinion, it's not out of bounds to call Sal Buscema one of the best comic book artists of all time. Throughout the years, his art has been served best by particular inkers, making it appear more three-dimensional and realistic. Of note, the talents of Rudy Messina, Bill Sienkiewicz, Ernie Chan, and Jerry Talok have all proven wonderful matches for Sal Buscema's pencils. Having been extremely prolific over the years, from a price point, the artwork of Sal Buscema is not hard to obtain. Checking your local comics shop, as well as online auctions and retailers for single issues and collections is your best bet. But however you acquire it, the work of Sal Buscema is highly recommended.
Well, that was great.
You think so? You like that? All right, good. Makes you want to read some Sal Buscema comics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, good. Well, I'm glad you liked him. I enjoyed Sal Buscema growing up. Still enjoy his work, and he's still out there, as far as I know, doing work. Has done a little bit of work for DC Comics, but the majority, I mean, the lion's share of his work has been done for Marvel Comics. Of course, brother to John Buscema, who has passed away, but Sal's still out there drawing, and that's great. Another great thing about Sal, a piece of trivia: Sal is a committed Christian guy and likes to do a lot of Christian art and stuff like that for his church, for kids at his church and that kind of thing. So, I just thought I'd mention that. In fact, here's a picture of one of my favorite drawings of Sal Buscema's that a lot of people like. And so anyway,
That's a weird name.
just Jesus sitting down with these Marvel heroes, telling them how he saved the world. So I like that. All right. Well,
That's a weird
thanks.
name.
What's a weird name?
Sal Buscema.
Sal Buscema. It's actually kind of fun to say.
Yeah, Sal Buscema.
Sounds like a sumo wrestler.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, if you say so. Well, listen. Thanks for watching Four Color Commentary. Tune in next time for whatever it is we're going to do.
Who knows?
And who knows? Who knows what we'll talk about or what we do. But thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time.